For those of you who have been subscribed here for a while, make sure you resubscribe and re-click the bell icon to receive all notifications, because YouTube has been changing that receive all notifications to receive notifications once in a while. So make sure you change that up. Make sure you adjust that. Click that thing down there. Do it again. Come on. It only takes a couple clicks. Pretty easy to do. Train the muscles, not the joints. Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about bench press grip. Like, how wide should you be gripping, and should you vary it up from time to time? And I would say an overwhelming yes to this. Changing your grip around from time to time is actually not a bad idea. You might want to find your main grip, like your main width of your grip, so that way you know, okay, this is where my strength numbers are, this is where I'm most efficient at pushing, and also when I'm using heavier weight, perhaps it's safer on my pec tendons and so forth. Find that grip which is the best possible grip to lower your risk of injury to the highest degree, right? So there's going to be somewhere in between the medium to narrow to wide. You know, somewhere in there is going to be the perfect grip for you. And what I'm going to say is you don't want to be flaring the elbows too much with heavy weights, and you don't want to be too narrow as well, because sometimes you're not bringing in your pecs at all. So you want to kind of find that medium in there, you know, the happy medium. It's always about the happy medium, isn't it? Because you want to transfer the stress amongst the delts and the pecs when you're doing super heavy weight, because if you're doing it too much on the pecs, what will happen is that you will possibly get a pec tear if you put too much strain on that tendon. And again, this is going to be different for each person, but I find a medium grip where I can keep the elbows in just a little bit to make sure I keep that stress on that front delt. Now, that said though, I find that it is useful for me to do a wider grip from time to time with bench when I'm doing lighter weights or higher rep ranges.
Let's go for haircuts tomorrow.
That's right. Let's go for haircuts tomorrow. That's right. No, I don't think so.
Why don't
this
you
is my
your
brand.
hair?
It's the long hair's on my shirt, so even if I look like shit, at least people know who I am because I look like shit. Well, so that's what's important about it. That's why I don't want to cut my hair. If I cut my hair, then people won't know who I am. I don't want to confuse people. That's right.
Oh, okay.
And the funny thing is I get a lot of flack on the internet because I don't touch my chest with the bar most of the time. But when I do a wider grip, it's easier, like way easier to touch my chest with the bar. It seems like it's more of a natural range for my shoulders to move, and it's a lot easier for me to touch the bar to my chest, although it's not necessarily the best possible technique for my overall bench press technique. It is a variation that is worth doing from time to time just to hit a different part of my system, right? To hit the pecs in a different sort of way, hit the delts in a different sort of way, just shock the system in a different way. I think I used a different way a few times. Perhaps I should say different way in a different way. It's a terrible irony to this. It's kind of lost on me though a little bit. So yeah, and you'll see that sometimes, you'll see just by experimentation, sometimes you may have a little bit of a shoulder tweak or maybe an elbow tweak or whatever's going on, that you can kind of circumvent that by changing your grip width a little bit and working around it for a period of time. And then sometimes you find something that's more natural for the way that your body wants to move. So feel free to experiment with that. It's not always set in stone. Now, a lot of times people get obsessed with finding the exact perfect technique for them. They always have to stick with that. But what if there is no perfect technique? There's just a perfect technique for now, and there's a technique to hit certain areas for you. So I find the happy medium is the medium grip where I'm semi-wide but not too wide, and I can keep those elbows in a bit to transfer the stress to the front delt and the chest equally. But if I want to hit, you know, a few different areas or get that extra stretch in the chest and I'm doing lighter weight, I find it is safe to do a wider grip. A little bit of a wider grip. The elbows are flared a bit, but I'm doing sets of 20 to 30 reps with some sort of weight, so it's a little bit safer. Now, would I attempt a 1 rep max with a super wide grip? No, I would not. I would not be doing 1 rep maxes or even 5 rep sets with that. For my body type, it might be different for you. So yeah, remember to investigate this. Remember to always experiment, find out if something that's a little bit wider is better for you or narrower. It might be the opposite. So I hope this helps you out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. And if you need to get hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com. And thanks a lot to the patron supporters. And share my stuff. I mean it. Share it.